a subject instead of taking a note, doing it later.
Show the PowerPoint. We're good.
Hi, everyone. We want to welcome you to our first training for Midlands Gives 2024. We appreciate you guys for coming out to our training and attending online today. So we're going to go ahead and get started and do our introductions of who's going to be talking today.
My name is Aaliyah Scott. I am the communication specialist here at Central Carolina Community Foundation. I started last May, so this will be my first Midlands Gives, maybe along with some of y'all. And I oversee the communications and marketing department.
And I'm Madeline Parrott. I'm the visual communications intern here at the foundation. I just started in January, so this is also my first Midlands Gives, and I work with Aaliyah to create marketing materials and design content for the foundation.
Hi, I'm Haley Brazier. Hi, everybody on camera as well. I am a program officer here at the foundation, and I oversee some of our capacity building work, like some of these trainings. So that's why y'all received probably some emails from me. So it's good to see everyone here, and thank y'all to everyone online as well.
My name is Chantrell Mitchell, and I'm the Community Investment Associate here at the foundation. So I work with our grants department along with Haley, and most importantly, I oversee everything Midlands Gives here at the foundation. We're going to go over a couple of housekeeping rules for our guests that's in person with us today. We do have our big trash can towards the back of the room. We do also have a water cooler that has hot and cold water. So if you guys do want some water, we do have that available for you guys. And our restrooms, if you go out the door to your right and make it immediate left, those are the restrooms for you guys today.
Y'all will probably hear that noise over and over again.
First, before we get started with the training, I'm going to give you a little context of what the foundation does for Midlands Gives and what your role is as well. So the foundation, we provide the infrastructure for Midlands Gives. So that is our online platform, the giving platform that you guys have profiles on. We obtain prizes from our in-good company partners, for that's from the local business partners in the community. We do marketing for the day of the event. And we connect nonprofits with the media. So in these next couple of weeks, we will send out an email with our media interest list. So you guys can sign up if you want to be interviewed by the media. And then we also will host an in-person event, but we'll get into that a little bit later, okay? So what we do not do, we do not raise money for individual organizations. That's what you guys come in. You will leverage your donors and raise money for your organization. We just provide the overall platform for the day. That is all. So with the purpose of this training, we want to provide you with the roadmap to execute a successful Midlands Gives campaign for the day. So during this training, we will cover our strategy workbook, which is a detailed workbook that gives you a guide on how to create a successful campaign. We will also go over the 10-week checklist, which is a shorter version of our strategy workbook that just give you key bullets of what you should be doing each week. We'll be going over our templates and graphics, which our intern Madeline has created for you guys, and also be giving you guys some resources that you can use.
So Lauren Stewart is a communicator who works at an agency called Turn to Communications. And she sent out a newsletter recently, just basically emphasizing the importance of storytelling to drive action. And so Lauren shared a personal story during Alzheimer's Awareness Month about her grandmother's personal experience with Alzheimer's and how it affected her family. And so I think Lauren's quote is really great because it highlights the significance of narrating a meaningful story to achieve a desired result. And so Lauren says, Stories have the power to captivate, inspire, and drive action, from sharing personal anecdotes to highlighting success stories or amplifying the voices of those affected by an issue. Storytelling humanizes advocacy efforts. A good story that speaks to the heart can compel others to join the cause and take meaningful action.
Before we move on, I'm gonna pass out our 10-week strategy and our checklist for you guys. If you do not have a copy with you, Ellen, you wanna help me please?
And I just linked it to everyone online as well. Please check the chat if you're a virtual attendee.
The checklist is a shorter version of the strategy workbook. Yeah. Thank you.
So many of your organizations are already telling these compelling stories. I just found these two organizations by searching the hashtag Midlands Gives. And I saw Columbia Children's Theater and Suzuki Academy Columbia leveraging the power of story to convince and encourage people to give during their Midlands Gives Day campaign. So you'll see underneath the photos that I've included the followers and the video view amount. And the reason I did that is because you can see Columbia Children's Theater has over 2,000 followers, and their views reflect their following. And then if you look at Suzuki Academy Columbia, they have 225 followers, and their views reflect their following. So you can create an amazing video. You just have to be kind of realistic and your expectations of what the engagement of that video is going to be for a post. And also, before we show them, I just wanted to let you know that both of these organizations created this content, but didn't just use it once. They repurposed it multiple times. So you may be investing a lot of time on the front end, creating your Midlands Gives content, but if you are telling your organization's story, then you can reuse that content at a later date. So we'll look at Columbia Children's Theater first.
When did you know you wanted to be an actress? Like, what happened?
One time, my mom asked me if I want to be in Frozen, and I was like, yes. And so she signed me up, and then when I got to audition, I really loved it. So, and then I got my role, and then we practiced, and then we put on the show, and it was amazing.
Tell us about how many shows you've been in at the theater here. Like, how many plays? What are the names of them? What roles did you play besides the Frozen?
I've been in 3 musicals, and I'm actually in one right now. Winnie the Pooh. And Winnie the Pooh, and I have been in Noah's Ark.
And just because we have a lot to cover in this training, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next video.
Academy of Columbia is a non-profit music school located in the Midlands of South Carolina, providing private and group instruction on violin, viola, cello, and classical guitar to students ages 3 and above. The Suzuki Academy of Columbia, nurturing character, confidence, and community.
So different feels from both videos, and I know it looks like they maybe probably spent a couple $1,000s on this video, but we just did a video for our Catalyst Award winner, Turn 90. If you go on our social media after this and you look at it, it was all shot with an iPhone. So you can definitely do this with the materials that you already have.
So week 1, Review the Midlands Give strategy workbook. So you're gonna skim the workbook and review the sections in depth at the beginning of each week to make sure that you're on track to what you're supposed to be doing for the week.
And so we're gonna go over developing fundraising goals and measurable objectives. A goal is broad and an objective is specific and measurable. So after Midlands Gives, we sent out a post-event survey to nonprofits and donors, and those results help inform our goals for the next year. So these are our goals, our personal goals for the Community Foundation for this Midlands Gives. We want to raise awareness of community nonprofits by highlighting their positive impact on our community. We want to increase the number of donors on the Midlands Gives website. We want to increase the average number of donations per transaction. Highlight our In Good Company Partners philanthropy. Those are the people who are giving us the sponsor prize money for y'all. And then also engage In Good Company employees on giving days. So here are some examples of one of our goals and a SMART objective. So as we look at them, I want you to start thinking about what goals and SMART objectives will help your organization. Because in a few minutes, we will break out into groups and collaborate and develop SMART objectives together. So according to last year's post-event survey, the nonprofit survey, 45% of nonprofits' board of directors were not very involved at all, and 41% donated. So our broad goal is to increase the number of donors on Midlands Gives on the website. So then when we put that through a funnel and we get a little bit more specific, we have our SMART objective number 1. So we want to increase the percentage of board members that are very or somewhat involved in the organization's Midlands Gives Day campaign from 55% to 60%. So specific, what do we want to accomplish? We want to increase board involvement. Measurable, so how are we going to know that what we set out to do, we actually accomplished? The survey results that y'all help us receive, so we'll measure board member involvement. Achievable. Do you have the resources to achieve the objective? So we will be hosting a fundraiser page training that will teach you how to leverage the fundraiser pages to encourage other staff members of your nonprofit and board members to get involved during Midlands Gives and leverage their networks to increase donations. Relevant. It's relevant because you want your board members to participate. We want them to leverage their networks, and time bound. We want to do this for Midlands Gives Day 2024. So what are SMART objectives? Statements of the important results you are working to accomplish, and they are designed to foster a clear mutual understanding of expectations for levels of performance. So we have SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So common types of objectives are to increase, make, improve, reduce, save, and develop something or someone. So we are going to we're going to take 8 minutes, and if you will collaborate with your neighbor or those online, we've already pre-designated your breakout session group to create specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound objectives. So just one for your organization for Midlands Gives that aligns with one of the goals that you have. And everyone was given a worksheet, so it kind of delves into a little bit more like what SMART is, and then on the back walks you through how to create a SMART objective.
What page of the workbook is this?
It's an individual sheet.
It also coincides with the strategy workbook, page 4, for those folks as well who are tying it all back in together. You need support on how to create an objective.
All right.
We're gonna go ahead and start the breakout room.
Always need a new friend.
I'm gonna find a partner and we'll start the time.
My name's Graham.
There it is.
What organization are you with?
So, what are
I have to sign it.
working on it. Yeah. Finance.
Midlands Gives is always.
It is, it is. And,
Yeah, I think I'll get, they're.
And, about 84 kids we have. A full new awesome. 84 kids, 62 of them have single moms. And the rest of them.
Some people are so. Somebody else. This started, I've done it.
Dark and Rich Sumter, some Rich.
I'm with a friend.
Whatever.
I want them to have a passion for.
The first year would be about.
To have more challenges.
So we don't.
Sign up, register. That's all I
Don't grab just anybody.
So-
Over here and help.
And then they turn it over to me, so kind of special.
And the
Yeah.
board members.
And I think we had 23 last year. So.
How old are you?
Drove back. And at 19, March 19, I got my.
Yeah, they didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's.
19, I was.
That's not the case. So,
Hey, you all are doing really
And I
good work.
just, we just purchased a And you can go to. Randall Bird.
Close the room and then I'll still pay. Nobody's coming back to the main group chat.
I'll do it this time. You're gonna enjoy this. This is fun.
This year's out yet.
Especially today, seeing the numbers. Like, the least amount, and this time I'm gonna ask, there's no cost for it. I'm gonna ask the parents, there's no
Yeah,
cost.
it should slowly be kind of coming back.
Raise, so you can help me with that, raises. This
You'll
amount.
highlight which one's gonna be like, we need to try for this one, we need to. Be intentional.
Yeah, it was like 30, I think, but yeah, that's.
Last, yeah.
For last year.
Last year's is on different, this year's is not.
Alrighty, would anyone in the room, in person or online, like to share one of the SMART objectives that they created?
I'll do it. So our goal, we have a couple, but, our financial goal is to raise $35,000. Specifically, we want to raise that $35,000 between Midlands Gives and June 15th. We would measure how much we collected by using our constituent relationship manager, Blackbaud, to track that. It's achievable. We average about $25,000 a year. And it's relevant because Midlands Gives is part of our 2024 giving campaign every year. And we're doing it for 6 weeks this year. You guys are helping us kick it off. And then, because now we serve 19 counties, we're not just in the Midlands anymore. So, so we're trying to share that, and use you all as a vehicle to help us do it effectively. What is your group? Oh, Indian Waters Council, Boy Scouts of America. I'm Terry, the Director of Development. This is Scott. Scott?
Hi,
So I don't know your exact title,
Director of Field Service.
Director of Field Service. And then Matthew and April. Say hi.
Oh, hi.
They're both district executives who support a specific geographic region in our council.
Yes, I'm Norma Lynn Brown, and I am proud CEO of Young CEOs and Leaders of Tomorrow. And this is Aja Griffin. I just got her on board for stuff old people can't do, right? So anyway, we have an organization where we teach kids how to start their own business. So this year, we've been doing it for a while. This year, we have an advisory board and a board. So we want to get them to post more. That's our goal, to get them to post. They donate, we make donations, but we want them to help to spread the news. It's measurable because we can see their pages and they can screenshot them. Especially the kids, I tell you lying, I don't see your page. But then achievable, of course, she knows how to do social media. And that's gonna help us a whole lot to have somebody who knows. The kids know, but they're in school. And that helps a lot. It's relevant. Of course, it aligns with our goals to involve everybody. I do have a camp in the summer. So this year, the camp is at no cost, the 2-week camp, and then we have a Shark Tank. And I'm gonna ask the parents to raise a certain amount on their page. And then time bound is definitely realistic. And it's smart, yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Are y'all asking people to post like 5 times over the month of April, or how are you? Like, what specific numbers are you asking them to do?
That's a good question.
That's probably what they'll need guidance with, because if you tell them just post, then they'll. That's it.
Thank you.
Is there anyone online that would like to share?
So a continuation, we want to make sure that you add Midlands Gives Day, and this year it is May 7th. Everyone should know from your staff to your board to your volunteers that it is May 7th this year. And also go ahead and register for the other trainings that we have on the calendar. So these are our 3 trainings that we're offering this year. So what's new will be a video that we will send out in our nonprofit newsletter. And basically in this video, we will be telling you guys what's new for Midlands Gives 2024. Just like prizes or events that we have or the little small details that help you with your campaign. This is a virtual training on March 21st from 10 to 11, our peer learning success stories. So we'll be talking with other nonprofits who've been having very good Midlands Gives Day campaigns, and we'll just be seeing how they do it, what helps, what doesn't help, and you can ask questions that way, peer learning. And our fundraiser page training will also be virtual this year on April 2nd. We will be talking with Matthew Allen. He was previously with Communities Foundation of Texas for 16 years. He was the Senior Director of North Texas Giving Day for 2 years. And by the way, North Texas Giving Day is the country's largest giving day. So yes, so he's going to talk to us about how to create fundraiser pages and how to leverage your board and your staff to create these fundraiser pages for your Giving Day campaigns.
I have a question. If we can't make it for that virtual, will you have them up on your website after the fact?
Yes, ma'am. All trainings will be recorded.
We don't try to gatekeep anything. We want y'all to have everything you need.
So we're going to take a quick poll right now. If you have your phones out in front of you.
And for those in the back, you may need to like zoom in to get the code to work.
And online, we're going to send it in the chat, the survey link. But we just want to know really quickly, what marketing or communication platforms does your organization use?
Oh, it's QR code. I'm gonna do the one that we do have. It's just like Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, I might not show it live. You might have to refresh it after a little while.
I mean, I do it, but I never thought about it.
Did you hold it up? Beside this one? So much easier.
Can you refresh it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for making websites.
Is that connected to your social media? Is that on this or not? The camera to your social media, you have to download everything. So you create the post and I connect to the Facebook and I schedule it in Canva. And it automatically, that way you should have to download and upload. Yeah, it's a calendar in Canva. It's a life changer. It's changing. It's a game changer.
All right, so we're gonna go over the results really quickly. So we have a lot of Facebook users. Okay, 83% use Instagram. A good bit of you use LinkedIn. We love that you guys use Canva because we do have some Canva templates for you guys this year. A little bit know how to use Adobe. Okay. Excuse me, I can't see you guys. Okay. Okay, a couple of people use MailChimp. 29% use Constant Contact. Nobody uses Emma. And 16% uses the other email service. And okay, 8% doesn't have a design service or email service. Oh, we don't like that, you guys. We got to have an email service. At least this is how you connect with your donors. For the guys who said other email services, what other email services do you use?
Network for Good.
Love Network for Good.
Yeah, we actually use
So if
Network
you
for
guys
Good.
don't, oh, somebody said something.
That's great. Thank you. Network for Good.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, we do have a grant here at the foundation, our Jumpstart grant. So if you do not have a CRM system, that Jumpstart grant will be open in the fall, I believe. In the fall, I believe. And that way it'll help you create a CRM system and get in contact with your donors very easily.
Some other folks have responded. They use Blackballed, Illuminate Online, and also Give Effect.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna take a quick dive into the resource hub. So this is where you will find all of the information for nonprofits. You will find your templates, the emails there, the strategy workbook, and 10-week checklist. So we're gonna go ahead and click on it. So this is the resource hub page right here. So if you haven't subscribed to our nonprofit newsletter, you can click this box and it will take you to that link right there. This is where you will find key dates, the registration process, the training links are right here. So this is all of our training information where you can go ahead and register right here. The 10-week checklist and workbook. This is the current 10-week checklist and workbook right here. And our 5-week checklist is more for our Giving Day in August, Black Philanthropy Month. And most importantly, this box right here will take you to the marketing toolkit.
So I just wanted to let everyone know that we will be updating the marketing toolkit with additional resources as the month goes on. So just make sure we continue to check that on a regular basis. And we will also share what we're adding in the nonprofit newsletter. So if you aren't already subscribed to that, make sure you do that today.
So right now, we're going to continue with week 2. So during this week, you need to schedule meetings with any staff or volunteers that's going to help you with your campaign. That way, everyone has an idea of what they will be doing in the following weeks. You want to make sure you begin talking to your board about Midlands Gives. Go ahead and let your board know. Go ahead and put it on their calendars, especially if you want more board involvement. The more they know, the better they probably will be involved with the campaign. So go ahead and start talking to them about that. And create an updated donor list. That is very important because you do not want to send out the same message to all of your donors. If you have donors that donate $1,000, you don't want to send out a message that say, hey, can you donate $10? You don't want to do that. So you want to make sure you segment your donors by donation level, how frequently they donate. So you probably can do it either by current donors, those who donate all the time, or annual donors, those who only donate within your end of year. Also send a message out to your lapsed donors as well. That way you can have a message for each donor group. Week 3. So week 3, we're going to develop strategies and tactics that align with your goals and your SMART objectives. When planning your content schedule, lean on the content that has already been created. So the media coverage on Midlands Gives, the CCF content that we have provided you. On page 8 in the strategy workbook are examples of different types of content that you create. That's more so talking about your educational content, your inspirational content, your funny content as well. We will be adding an editorial calendar to the marketing toolkit in the next couple of weeks. And the editorial calendar will consist of dates for mailing postcards to your donors, the repeat your donation email. So that email gets sent from our online platform, Neon One, on Midlands Gives Day at 5:00 p.m. So that will send an email to all of the donors who have not donated by that time. Last year, we had about, I want to say 30,000 that came from that email alone because we targeted last 2022 and 2021 donors.
And how do you do that?
We send that from our Neon One provider. So anyone who has not donated from early giving to May 7th by 4:59, we will send an email to them to let them know, like, hey, it's Midlands Gives Day. Just want to let you know your favorite organization is on the platform. You should give to them today.
Does it say which organization?
Yes, it says which organization they have donated to in the past.
And how do you get there from the previous list?
Yes, ma'am, from the previous list that we have. And we'll also send emails to our stakeholders as well and social media content. And videos shared on your Midlands Gives profile must be YouTube links, just to let you guys know that.
Sorry, can you
Say that again?
Videos on your Midlands Gives profile have to be YouTube links. So there's a section on your profile that will says pictures and videos have to be a YouTube link. So you would need to upload it to YouTube first and then copy that link over to your Midlands Gives profile.
Let me ask one question. Will we get this? This would be on the thing also.
The
On the
slideshow?
website.
Yes, ma'am. We
Okay.
can put the slideshow up there as well. So now we're gonna talk about week 4. In week 4, make sure you join us for the peer learning discussion on March 21st. And also design and develop any print materials that you have. We are going to provide templates for you guys, but that doesn't mean you have to use them. If you want to use your own designs, it's okay. We're just trying to give you guys a foundation, a base place to start. That's all.
All right, so I have created a bunch of templates and like materials for all of you nonprofits to use so you can market Midlands Gives and share it with your donors. The benefits of using these templates is that, first of all, it creates a united brand for Midlands Gives. Everyone's gonna like see the purple and they'll know across all platforms, across all nonprofits, what we're talking about, that it's one united event. It's also useful because you guys need to be focusing on what y'all do best, so you don't want to be bogged down designing. And so what I've done is I've created some email templates. I've created a postcard that we're going to mail out, and we'll talk about that later, and some social media graphics. And these are all templates that I've made on Canva, and Canva is a super intuitive and easy platform. It's free. Regular Canva is free, and then if you want to get Canva Pro, that's also free for nonprofits. But the templates will work just on the regular, if that is easier for you. All right, so all of the links for these templates are on the marketing toolkit on our website. So I'm gonna do a little demo on how you edit them. So I've made one for Instagram stories, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So I'm just gonna do a quick demo on how you edit the Facebook one, for example. And when you click the link, it'll lead you to this page, and then you're just gonna click use the template for a new design, and this is what's gonna show up. So there's 2 different posts that you can put on each platform. The first one is an image-based one, just to kind of grab the viewer's eyes, and then the second one down here is gonna go a little bit more into your impact. All of the elements on these are locked into place, so you don't have to worry about messing too much up other than just putting in the stuff that you need. So the first thing you wanna add is your logo. And I have a spot for it here. So you just delete that. And then if you go over to uploads, you can upload your own logo. I recommend a PNG with a transparent background. That's probably going to work the best. And then it'll appear here. And I'm using the Humane Society as an example. And then you just drag it in. Maybe.
Well, them cats or something else. Huh?
There we go.
There you go. Get in there.
Okay, and then Canva's pretty intuitive. You just resize it and you're gonna put it right over there. So it has our logo, so everyone knows that Midlands Gives is our event, but also yours so that everyone knows that you're participating. We also have a spot for you to add an image, and this image can represent like the work you do and be really engaging. Like I said, kind of catch people's eyes. This is a text frame, so all you have to do is find a good image that you like, again, upload it and just slide it right into place. All you gotta do is delete that. And that's what you're gonna post. And then the second post is similar. We also have a spot for a picture, and this slide is gonna, or this post is gonna focus on your impact. So you wanna write a little something about how your nonprofit can use donations from Midlands Gives to further your mission and positively impact the community. We also do have character limits here just because you don't want to have to resize this text to be too small, because we want this to be easy to read for everyone looking at it online. Again, you just have to drag into that text frame. And if you need to resize, let's see, maybe not, whatever. Anyway. And then you go in and you'll just change the text. So you want to write something about how your nonprofit. So the example that I have that you could type would be like supporting the Humane Society through Midlands Gives helps fund our spay and neuter clinic and help us to lower animal overpopulation and make the Midlands a safe place for animals. So again, something that's going to show your impact or how the donor's impact is going to, how the donor's donating is going to impact you in a positive way.
So are those templates in Canva? Like, can I search?
I don't think so. You'll have to go to the marketing toolkit and click on the links.
Does anybody have any other questions about Canva?
Anything else?
Does it have a cost involved?
No. So the regular Canva is free, and there's also, you can get Canva Pro, which is like the upgraded version, and all nonprofits get that for free as well. But to use these templates, you only need the original version. So you'll just go on canva.com, sign up using, your organization's email, and it's free.
And when you're exporting, you'll either want to export a PNG or a JPEG file for social media. And all of the graphics look the same across each platform. The only change is we're changing the dimensions so that it's optimized for each platform.
Thank you. So continue with week 4. You want to finalize your communication plan. So basically, you want to make sure you have a clear understanding of all the goals and objectives that you created in the previous weeks, and make sure you have a strategy attached to them. As well, create email templates, schedule emails, or create printed materials for scheduled mailing. Madeline's going to come back up to go over the email marketing.
So the optimal email subject line is 6 words or less. That allows for the email recipient to read the subject line on their mobile device. And also, you always want to be as succinct as possible when you think about the amount of emails that you receive and filtering through what you're actually going to open and what you're going to delete. You really just want to get to the point. So I like to use generative AI to help me condense the message that I want to include in my subject line. And that's really generative AI has been built into almost all of the different platforms that we use. So I use Grammarly and it's built into that. Canva also has generative AI feature. But what I like to do is I'll type in the message that I want to convey to my audience. I will highlight that, and then I will type the prompt in generative AI that says, create a subject line with 6 words or less. And it's extremely helpful, and it saves me a lot of time. Canva allows you also to create graphics for your newsletter, and there is a MailChimp integration. So if you are a MailChimp user, there is an integration which allows you to take the graphic that you've designed within Canva and move it over to MailChimp, which is extremely great. Yeah, and so Madeline will talk about the different templates she's designed for you.
Great. So I've also designed email templates along with the social media templates. They're also in Canva. Again, easy to edit. So there's one for early giving for April 1st. That's when that starts. There's one for 1 week away from Midlands Gives. There's one the day of, and there's also a thank you. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit of how to edit one of them. So again, you'll go to the marketing toolkit and you'll be able to click on each of these. This one is the early giving. So just use template for new design. And this is what it looks like. So we're going to zoom in. Okay. So at the top, they all have the same purple banner, again, to just immediately remind the viewers about like the brand of Midlands Gives. Again, we have our logo and a spot for you to put your logo. So you, again, delete that. You want to go to your uploads. And then I think they'll put it down here. It's not working. Stupid. Okay, there we go. It's also so weird. Okay. Yeah, and then you just put that there. And for the copy, we've already planned it out for you. The only things you have to change are the things that are in brackets. So you'll just go in. I can't see. Humane Society is ensuring, and then you're going to insert basically an overview of what you do. We also have some action bullets that you can put in for how your mission is like achieved, and also how through Midlands Gives you can, or like what kind of your goals are. Again, going back to the SMART goals. So there's a character limit of 45, so you don't mess up the formatting too much. So some examples for that would be like educating. Like, yeah, and so staying in that character limit is also going to help you not go down to the next line and throw off the formatting of the rest of the email. So that is really helpful. Scrolling down. So a lot of this is good information. You don't have to worry about editing that. It's already there for you. Again, anywhere that there's brackets, you would just want to put like organization name. And some extra areas that we have down at the bottom that are going to be really important for you guys to edit is the Give Today button. It's already linked, but you'll want to go in and edit the link. And when you go to your Midlands Gives page, here, I'll bring that over. Give.
The search bar.
Yeah, you just do the find organization search bar.
Okay, there we go. And then I just pick on one, and then you want to copy this link. Here. That in. So when this is exported as a PDF to go into your email, they'll be able to click on that button and it'll take them straight to your giving page. You can also, again, throw in your logo. I'm not going to mess with the cats and the dogs. They've been treating me dirty. And then also another thing that's really useful is we have these areas down here where you can link your social media. So you ungroup them, and we have YouTube, Twitter or X, Facebook, and Instagram. If you don't have one of these, like you can just delete it. And then like move everything back to the center. And how you would link those is you click on it, you hit this, and link. And then again, you'll just type in like your Instagram link so that they can also find you on all your socials. Just another way to like drive traffic back to your nonprofit and your missions. Yep. On that.
All right. Thanks, Madeline.
And when you're exporting this, you'll want to export it as a PDF.
I'm going to show you really quick how to export. You would just hit share, download, and this is how you would change it to file type. And you would just hit PDF. Standard.
Can you show real quick how to get to the templates on the toolkit? Just to double check that everybody saw that.
So if you're trying to get to the toolkit page, again, you're going to go from the home page for nonprofits, the resource hub. You will click on marketing toolkit. You will scroll down and you will see the Instagram post, and it will pop up that way, and you will click on use this template for web design. And this is how you will go in and edit the Canva template.
Thank you. Is this useful for y'all?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so now, again, with week 4, you're going to strategize your social media content. And when you're doing this, I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. What platform do you have the most engagement on? And what type of content performs best? That's like graphics, photos, or videos. Because you don't want to stretch yourself thin to where you're trying to post videos, graphics, and photos as well, when only pictures work best for you and your organization. So do what's best for your organization. I know this content, this training right here is a lot. I mean, the strategy workbook is very robust, but I also want you guys to remember, do what's best for your organization and your capacity at the same time. These are just resources and tools that you can use to help you get to a successful Giving Day campaign. It does not mean that you have to do everything that we're telling you to do today.
So Instagram provides a free service that allows you to schedule your posts ahead of time. So you're not setting alarms on your phone to like reminders to do so. So how you find that is you go to Instagram and you act like you're going to post the photo, for example. And then you go to where the caption and the copy is, where you add like the hashtags and things. You'll scroll down and then you'll see advanced settings with a wheel next to it at the very bottom. So you'll click advanced settings, and then at the very top, it will say schedule post. And then you'll just click the day and the time that you want it to go out. If you also want this post to go out on Facebook, all you will do is enable the Facebook posting right here.
So I want you guys to know, as we talked about before, you can use AI to help you. And most of you probably heard about ChatGPT. That's the thing that everyone is going crazy over now. ChatGPT can help you with creating content. So you can write a post saying, hey, give me some content ideas in a list form for my organization with your mission. And it will give you a list of some type of content ideas that you could do for your organization. But
What is it again?
ChatGPT. It is free. They do have a paid version for it, but the free version works just as fine. Yeah, for these purposes. But I also want to put a warning out there that you have to be conscious of the bias that ChatGPT has, because it's pulling information from all over the internet, whether it's a great source or a not so great source. So it's pulling all of that information. You want to make sure that it's not plagiarizing information. So you want to make sure you do a fact check, and as well as misinformation. So if you do have Grammarly, it's okay to put that information from ChatGPT into Grammarly, and it's going to correct it for you, because ChatGPT would give you information that's unhuman. So you want to make sure that you put the human element back in that content that it gives you.
And you're spending all of this time creating all of these impactful content. So we want to make sure that it's actually getting in front of the people that you want it to. And so when I am scheduling my posts, I like to go to Instagram. And if you go to professional dashboard at the top of your profile, and then you go to total followers, if you scroll down at the very bottom, it will give you the most active times of your followers by day and by time, hours. Also, I like to Google Sprout Social, best times to post on LinkedIn 2023, and it will tell you by industry the best times to post and the best days. So it does break it down as granular as nonprofits. And so I use that as a resource, and I'm crossing my fingers that the 2024 best times to post comes out soon. And just things to consider when you are creating content. Who's your audience? Who are you trying to speak to? It's helpful to think of a specific person that fits the demographics that you're trying to communicate with, and create your messaging as if you're speaking to them. Which platforms have the most engagement? So where are you seeing the most likes, the most shares, the most comments? Which types of content perform best on each platform? So as Chantrell was saying, for a very short period of time, video content was most prevalent on Instagram, and that was performing the best. So take a look at what is doing well on the platforms that you plan on using for your Midlands Gives campaign.
So now we're into week 5. You're going to start implementing your communication strategy. So remember those goals and objectives that you created. Now it's time to put action behind them. And also, when you're posting on social media, please remember to hashtag Midlands Gives 2024, because we want to see what you guys are posting and doing in your organization. Also, remember to follow us if you're not already following us on social media. Our Facebook is Central Carolina. You can just type that in. On Instagram is CCCF Pics, and the same as with LinkedIn. We do not have Twitter or X anymore. So week 5, in week 5, I want you to remember that the March 31st is the last day to make profile edit. And please disregard the matching gifts. You have up until Midlands Gives Day to add matching gifts to your profile total. After March 31st, your profiles will be on lockdown on view only mode, meaning you cannot go in and make any edits. You will have to call me to make those edits.
I will.
But you won't have to because you have until now, till March 31st, to make sure you go in and upload all of your pictures and videos to make sure your words on your profile is what you want it to say, okay? But if you have to call, please call.
And the matching gifts, just to clarify, they don't, someone can commit to, say, the Boy Scouts, we're gonna match gifts for $5,000, and we can put that number in even if they haven't sent the $5,000 to you. Is that correct?
We're gonna talk about matching in a little bit.
Okay.
Our next class, okay? We're gonna spend a little bit on it.
Okay.
So now we're in week 6. You're gonna join us for the fundraising page on April 2nd. And this is strategically on April 2nd because on April 1 is the day that you can create fundraising pages for Midlands Gives Day. So if you have fundraising pages now, they will end on March 31st at midnight. So please don't create pages before then for Midlands Gives Day. Wait until April 1. Really, April 2nd after this training. We're going to develop your prize and matching gift strategies in this week. April 1 begins early giving. That's when you begin accepting donations. Again, your profiles will be locked down at midnight. And you're going to encourage your board members and your staff and your supporters to create fundraiser pages after you take that training. So let's talk about matching really quickly. So how many of you guys know what matching is or have an idea? Go ahead.
We solicit or are fortunate enough to have someone say to us, I'm giving you this amount of money if you can match it by your Midlands Gives donations.
That is exactly what matching is. So you will go solicit to your businesses that contribute to your organization or your donors. Because sometimes we do have donors. We see where donors do supply matches. They will say, we will give you $1,000 if you raise $1,000. So once you raise $1,000, they will give you that. And now you have $2,000. On your Midlands Gives profile, there is a section that says, do you have matching gifts? You would click yes, and you would enter that amount. So on your profile, it would let any donor that comes to your page know that, hey, we have matching gifts. So whatever you give will be double. And you can use matching as a way to get more donors to donate to you because everyone likes to know that their money is going further than what it really is, okay? But with matches, we as the foundation would not receive that match money. That match money goes directly to you. So whatever you and your donor or your business partner agreed upon, that's between you guys. You guys just let us know the total on your profile. So that money does not come here to the foundation at all. So in June, when we send out a report saying this is the money raised, you have to remember to add the match dollars that your donor or your business partner said that they were going to give you. Because we're not going to add that, because that means we have to give that to you, and we don't have that money here at the foundation, because they did not send it to
So
us.
we have to reach out to them and they have to give us a check.
Yes, ma'am. They have to give you a check, ACH, or however y'all decide to do that.
It's outside of the Midlands Gives.
It's outside of the Midlands Gives platform, okay?
So hypothetically, Nike wants to give us 1,000, but we got to have 1,000 to match.
Right.
Now, we personally can have that ourselves to match, or Midlands Give matching?
Explain a little
Okay,
more for me.
if Midlands gives platform gives $1,000.
No. You will raise $1,000. You will raise $1,000 on the platform,
Right.
okay?
Right,
And if Nike said, hey, if you raise 1,000, we're going to give you 1,000.
yeah.
On your profile, you would say, hey, I have a matching gift total of $1,000. Nike is responsible of giving you that check to you.
Okay.
That check will not come to us.
So do you have anything that we can send to the donors to ask them for? Or we just ask them?
If you need a template, we can provide a template, an email template for you guys of a donor match, okay?
Okay.
And just look for that on the marketing toolkit, okay?
Yes, so in the past, you had a minimum of 1,000 in matching funds. Is it the same for this year or is there no minimum number? Like maybe if we got 500, because we're super small organization. So for us to even get to the 500 mark, might be pushing it.
You did not hear this from me. That number is what our website provider has told us that is the minimum, but if you put in $500, it's going to match the $500, okay?
Great. Because I don't know.
And we can, you know, for us last year, it was a moving target because we had someone who said for everyone who gives X amount, we'll match that amount. So we kept having to go back and put it in. Is there a way, like when somebody gives that amount for it to, I just need to keep going
To
in?
make it simple, you guys, the platform does a one-to-one match. So that's dollar for dollar. Anything outside of that gets a little tricky and the platform cannot handle that, okay? So if you have a donor saying, we want to give you a total of $5,000, I would just put the 5,000 in the total box and let that be it. Now, if you have an instance where they only are matching up to 5,000 by everyone who gives 250, then you would need to go in your donor list, which you can find on your dashboard, which we're going to talk about a little later. You would go on your dashboard on your donor list to see who donated the 250 or more.
Okay.
Okay?
I would say for y'all, a lot of times finding a match person is more of it can be more of a conversation or someone that you're closer with rather than it wouldn't be soliciting out with emails, for example. If who wants to be a match, that would be more the Midlands Gives donations. So the match is maybe somebody that is already a strong donor or is a strong supporter or a business that y'all work with that would be more of a conversation with them. We can still provide the template, but that might be a better approach where you might get a little bit.
I know,
from
but
that.
sometimes my board will say, just give me what, you know, some kind of guideline. They
Yeah.
want, you
So
know.
even if you have a board member or a donor who prefer to give you a check, use that as a match.
That's true.
Don't overcomplicate matching. Because you do have some people who do not like to do online giving. They don't like the internet. So they still prefer to give you a check. Use that as your match, okay? Because technically you still have the money in hand. All right? Any more questions about matches?
That's a nice little hack.
That was so helpful. I've been doing this for 5 years. I never understood matching.
And I would say too, that if someone gives you matching funds, it's kind of between you and that person. Like if they're gonna give you 1,000, but maybe you don't raise 1,000 on the platform, they might just say, keep it.
Yes.
You know, and that's the way to approach that, is to be like,
Yeah.
you know.
What's your intention with?
Yes, because you don't want to have to be giving money back if you don't get to that.
Right. The I have any questions about matches? Mail any, so now we're on week 7, you're gonna mail any printed materials. So that can include early giving mailer. We at the foundation are going to mail donors who donated $250 or more. So they might be including some of your donors from the Midlands Gives profile, just a postcard saying, hey, Midlands Gives Day is approaching. We will be mailing that out in early April.
So that 250, is that amongst, it could be amongst multiple organizations?
Yes, it can be amongst multiple organizations, but we're just gonna email the donor and just saying, hey, Midlands Gives Day is approaching.
From the beginning of Midlands, like.
From
when we
early,
first started?
so we would take our data from last year, from early giving up to Midlands Gives Day last year, yes.
Okay.
And we will be getting a copy of that postcard, so smaller donors that we have can get that.
Yes, ma'am, we will add that to the temp, marketing toolkit as well. Okay? So this is the direct mailer that we have for you guys, and Madeline's gonna talk about it.
All right. So as you said, we're gonna be sending these out to anyone who's donated $250 or more the past 2 years. You guys are more than welcome to, send this out yourselves. Again, it'll be on the marketing toolkit online. So to talk a little bit about the design, we wanted to go for something that was really eye-catching. So when people get it in the mail, they're less likely to just put it down or throw it away. And for the actual design, I went for a pretty modern look, and I also wanted it to encourage people to look at it further. So I've hidden different icons of the different types of nonprofits in Midlands Gives. So we have like the little tree for the environment. We have like a graduation cap for education, a little cross down at the bottom for health. So kind of a fun scavenger hunt, again, a way to get people more engaged with it, look at it for longer, maybe keep it, put it on their desk somewhere, they can see it and remind them more about Midlands Gives. They'll be more likely to donate.
What's the size of that?
5x7. And so these are some printing companies. We work with Allegra Marketing Print Mail, another printer Inc., also some other professional printers. And if you're gonna print these are some good options. If not, Office Depot, Staples, they also have a great printing center if you're more on a budget with that.
And the main difference between like Allegra and other printer or professional printers, first, they're all based out of Columbia, but they will create the materials for you and also send it to your donors. So as long as you provide them with a mailing list with the contact information and their address, they will do that legwork for you.
And what's that?
Either Allegra Marketing,
three.
yep, another printer or professional printers.
Any statistics on how effective direct mail is?
Not on me, but I can look and share those with you.
Huh? Yeah, say it again. Yeah, you come in, you just come in, do.
So again, continue in week 7. So you're gonna continue to implement your communication plan. That just means you're gonna continue to post on your social media, email to your donors, or send out your mailers. Secondly, you want to make sure that everyone who needs access to the Midlands Gives profile has access to it. That means it includes your donor data. So if you have old members of your organization who still have logins, they can still go in that profile and look at the donor data. If you do not want them to go in and be able to log in, you need to go in and remove them as a user, okay? If you do not know how to do that, we do have our platform training video that will be up today that goes into details on how to remove users and how to add users. If not, you can always call me and I'll be glad to remove people and add others for you, okay? So if you're having a given day event, you want to make sure you go ahead and send out the marketing materials or your invites for it during this week to make sure you put it on people's calendars. And if you didn't create your fundraiser pages already for your board members or your staff, go ahead and start creating fundraiser pages this week for them.
What are some examples of giving day events that have occurred?
I think the Hive had like a block party on their street, where they had a bunch of different things for families. And then they also encouraged people to give, like it was a free event, but they walked around with like some iPads saying, hey, would you like to, donate to the Hive, at Midlands Gives today, things like that.
And also for the fundraiser pages, we'd like for you to encourage your staff and board members to create their own pages because they will receive a prompt after they create the page that will take them to their social media platform of choice to share it with their networks. And so it just gets a little complicated if you're the one that's creating it.
So they create their own page and then it goes right to their Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, but we will be having a training that will give you the resources to show them and encourage them to use the fundraising pages.
All right, so now we are in week 8.
It is about 1:15.
Yeah, okay. So again, you're gonna continue to schedule your social media posts during this time. You're gonna finalize any logistics for your day of event. Again, encouraging your boards to create those fundraising pages, making sure you're leveraging their network as well. And also repost content for us. We will be posting content from our social media platform. Let's not reinvent the wheel. If you're not posting content and we have content for you guys, just repost our content to make it simpler for you guys, okay?
So this year we're working with Epifio. They're a video production company. They're going to help us create a promotional video for Midlands Gives. That will be ready for you on April 1st and we'll upload it to the marketing toolkit. Our vision for that is we will be using it for social media ads that we are paying for. And then we will also be using it for organic social on our platforms, but we also want you to download the videos and share it with your stakeholders as well. So whether that is on social media or putting it on your website, it is for you to use how you'd like to use it.
So again, you're gonna assign day of duties to your staff and volunteers. That way you know that way they will know that what everyone is doing on the day of Midlands Gives. That can be someone can be responsible for answering the phone if your donors have questions, making sure someone's monitoring the emails, or making sure someone is posting on social media for you guys. So now we're in week 9. You're gonna continue to post on social media or email your donors. And you're also gonna confirm volunteer and staff responsibilities. So if you have staff or volunteers that's helping you with your social media or any other activities in your organization, making sure that they know what they're doing and you're confirming that, hey, you will be here on Midlands Gives Day. Week 10, again, you want to remind those people of their roles because Midlands Gives Day is very important for your organization. So you want to make sure you encourage your board again to create those fundraising pages, making sure they're reposting content on their social media platforms as well. If you have any day of giving activities, if you need to provide a training, make sure you provide that training a week before. That way, if they have questions, they can ask them before Midlands Gives Day and not during Midlands Gives Day. The Giving Day. So on May 7th, we will be having our Midlands Gives block party. Our block party will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Segra Park, which is right next door at the Firefly Stadium. We will be having more details about that coming out shortly, so please make sure you subscribe to our nonprofit newsletter for those details. Making sure you send emails to your donors with a call to action saying, hey, today is Midlands Gives Day. Donate to our organization right now. And just like in our email template, that Give Now button, make sure you put in your profile in that Give Now button that would take them directly to your profile. You want to make it easy for your donors. One click. They don't like multiple clicks. The studies have showed people like one-click things now, not multiple.
So just again, go over the emails again. We have 4 templates for you guys. This is an example of the one that you send the day of. It's got a little countdown on it. Again, just to go over it one more time, just so it's very clear. The way to access the templates is you want to go to Midlands Gives, going to go to the marketing toolkit down here. All the email templates are right here. And when you're about to send this, the day of and the 1 week away, you want to, or the 1 week away specifically, you want to make sure that you're running your donor reports because you don't want to send a solicitation to a donor who's already donated. You don't want to overload them with emails. So make sure you run that report.
And just like Madeline said, you don't want to have donor fatigue, and we will be doing that with that 5 p.m. email. So if you have donors that already donated, we will not be sending them communication again. Okay, we do make sure and we do check before we send out any communication to donors. So the Giving Day, again, you want to continue to post on social media. You can post your milestones of how much you raised so far on social media. If you want any prizes, you want to make sure you can go ahead and post that on social media as well, just to let your stakeholders know what's going on with your organization that day. Again, checking your donor data throughout the day and saying thank you in real time. We as staff, we have donated to organizations on Midlands Gives Day in the past, and you can believe it or not, half of us don't receive thank yous. That's day of or afterwards. So this is why we stress the importance of please send thank you letters. Please, please, please send thank you letters to your donors. They do appreciate it. They do appreciate it at the end of the day.
You can do emails. I've also been called by board members from an organization that I donated to or a volunteer even. Any of those little personal touches. I've had handwritten postcards sent. But yeah, anything that you can do to thank.
Anything that you can do just to thank your donors.
Are there any statistics on what means more, like the personal, like call, thank you, or the email, or the letter with like I've had a form letter with a personal note written in.
Do y'all have any?
Well, I was gonna say, I don't have any statistics, but I know like what personally makes me feel the most appreciated. I personally love a handwritten note, and I feel like it shows like intentionality and that they are really grateful. So I would go back to that, but I also think If you have 1,000 donors, it may not be realistic for you to do 1,000 handwritten notes. And so I would just look at what you have, what your capacity is.
I think in general, everybody's a little bit different, what they like. And I do think that some personalization helps, whether it is, some people really like just an email from the executive director. That's like, wow, that person is important. They're contacting me. Or even just have the executive director sign or volunteer or somebody sign something with a little note, just thanks, at the end of the letter or something. Just any little personal touch can mean a lot.
Do you have like we've been looking for it, I'm old school, like a goal, the goal with the thermometer. Oh, that shows.
That shows.
the inches up.
You
You have.
Probably find something like that on Amazon.
Amazon, actually.
You used to see in a lot of churches and
Yeah.
communities where they would take cut out a thermometer and then they have goals set for $1 amount, and they would, red mercury, and the more they collect, the more they paint it. So do you have any kind of template like that? That's what she's
We
asking.
don't have a template like that, but you probably can create one on Canva, because now you have that free account. So you can go in and create anything that you want, and they probably have a template on Canva with that gold thermometer on it as well.
But also on your Midlands Gives profile, it does track your progress.
Yeah.
And it does tell them if you do meet your goal. So
It fills in the circle, kind of.
So if you have a website that have, that redirects donors to another donation platform that you have, make sure you turn that off and redirect them to Midlands Gives, your Midlands Gives profile, because you do not want to confuse your donors on where to give. Because in order to be eligible for prizes, they have to give on the Midlands Gives profile. And remember, you have to get 10 unique donations to be eligible for prizes. And that can start on early giving on April 1, okay?
Unique, what does that mean?
10 different people. So we count unique as
Different email address.
different email addresses. That's what we mean by unique. So post giving day. Again, please make sure you send thank yous. However your organization can, just make sure you send that thank you letter. And again, your donor list can be found on your dashboard once you log in. At the very top, it will say My Donations. You can filter that donor list by Midlands Gives Day 2024, and it will show you everybody who donated from early giving to May 7th, okay? Did you want to talk about email?
Yeah, I'll talk about that. All right, so as we were saying, it may be hard for you to, if you have a bunch of donors, to handwrite every note. The benefits of this template is that you can have it ready to go the day after Midlands Gives. So even if you are going to follow up with a nice handwritten letter, it's a good way to still get that thank you out there as quick as possible. I'm going to move this so I can actually type this time. So again, it's on the toolkit. You'll be able to find it there. This will pop up. You're going to hit use template for new design. And this one is a lot shorter than the other ones, but it still has a spot for you to insert a quote from your leadership that can still give it that kind of personalized feel. So, like it's coming from someone that's working there, and you want to talk about the goals you were able to reach. So maybe some of the SMART goals, if you were able to raise enough money to, for example, hire somebody new or fund a project that you've been working on for a long time. So you can type in a quote there. I'm not going to do that just for time's sake. And we also have an area on all of the templates that I wanted to go over. It's a signature area. So this is also going to help you, again, an email can feel not as personal as a handwritten note. So you do want to put a spot where you can still have that signature, that like human touch. So again, you're going to go to your uploads, and you can upload a transparent PNG of a signature. They have a lot of these like that generate it for you online if you don't want to actually scan in your own signature. So all you do is you bring in the little PNG, you just pop it in there. So again, it feels more personal, and there is a spot for this on all of the templates as well. And then you'll just type in your name and then what title. So ideally this is coming from the top leadership of your organization. And again, just like all the other templates, you want to add your logos on the top and the bottom and link all your social media. So again, creating that unified marketing campaign.
So if we have individual fundraisers, who have their own fundraising pages, it'll still generate as a list for us to.
Yes, if you have 5 or more or 1 or more fundraiser pages, all of those lists who donated will still get generated back into your donor list.
Okay, great. Thanks.
And it will tell you on the donor list where it came from. It will tell you if it came from the fundraiser page or not.
Oh, okay.
You also might want to consider, just like how you're segmenting your donors for figuring out how to communicate with them from the beginning, you could also segment them on how you thank them too. Like the people who only give $10, they get an email. People who give $100 up to $100, they might get a call or, a letter. People who give 500 might get a call from a board member or something. So that's something you might want to consider too, if you have limited capacity.
All right, so post-giving day continue. We will be sending out a post-event survey. We send one to donors and nonprofits as well. We do encourage you guys to take this survey because that's how we figure out what's our new goals and what's our new strategies for Midlands Gives following year, okay? These are the results from the survey from last year. We're not gonna go over all of them, but I do want to key in on one specific result. It was 45% of nonprofits reported that their board was not very involved at all. Okay, so we want to make sure that you encourage your board to get involved, okay? If you're advocating for your organization and your nonprofit, your board is not, what's the purpose of your board? If they're not going to advocate for you guys, if they're not going to leverage their network for you guys, okay?
I've asked them that for 2 years. I asked them that for 2 years now.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you get your board involved as early as possible so they know the expectations that they have with Midlands Gives Day, okay?
And if you attend the fundraising page training, then that will be just another resource to engage your board and staff.
What day is that?
May 2nd. So again, you want to make sure you debrief with all your staff and volunteers for Midlands Gives Day. That way you can see what worked, what didn't work, what you should do for next year, what we might not want to do for next year. Again, those goals you created at the very beginning, now you're going to measure these goals to see, did you reach your goal or not? And again, if you didn't, you're going to see why you didn't reach your goal. And if you did, you're going to take that and continue on with it. Make sure you send out post-campaign surveys if you want to your donors or to your staff to see, again, how they feel about Midlands Gives Day, and use that data for your next fundraising plan, okay?
How long, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but just to make sure, how long is that window open for folks to give on the Midlands Gives platform?
So on the platform, they will have from April 1 to May 7th at 11:59 p.m. At midnight on May 8th till the following week. I don't have the calendar in front of me, so excuse me. The website will be closed down to make sure that we can calculate totals and refunds and all those things, okay?
And I'm just trying to, because we're gonna do it for 6 weeks and involve all of the counties that we serve, so would it come back up or should I send it to a different site?
I have a calendar. So from May 8th through the 12th, the website will be down.
Okay.
On May 13th, the website will be back up. If that date changes, I will put that in the nonprofit newsletter.
Okay. Thanks.
Are there any other questions?
Do you know when you'll have the prizes and incentives published? And
We
like,
should have that published later on this month, no later than the end of the month, okay?
okay, and that, will that show like, I'm sure we're still a small organization, but I know at times those breakout points change based on the operating budget numbers.
Yes, we will still do our prizes for small, medium, and large nonprofits. That's why we ask for your organization budget size and your profile. Any other questions? Does online have any questions? Not yet. No more questions? Well, if you have questions, you can also call or email me. You can email me at midlandsgives@yourfoundation.org if you have any questions about anything, or you can always give me a call. Again, I want to thank you guys for coming in person and also for the ones attending online for this training session today. And hopefully we see you in our next 2 training sessions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, this is not somebody who's going to that a conversation. I want to give you.